Guys, there's a lot of people nowadays that are telling people to concentrate more on how they feel, not concentrate on losing weight. You know, they say come away from the scales, stop weighing yourself, don't worry if the scales aren't moving, just concentrate on how you feel. Okay, your feelings are obviously very important, right? Your mental well-being, your mental health. You want to be happy, you want to be joyful, you want to be positive and bright and refreshed and energetic, of course. So to concentrate on how you're feeling is important. But when it comes to weight loss, it's not a one or the other. It's not take yourself away from the scales and only focus on how you're feeling. That's a big mistake. Because if you only focus on how you're feeling, then you're going to quit dieting. Because dieting will make you feel not as good as you would do if you were just maintaining your weight, because you're going to be starving yourself of energy. You're going to be putting yourself into a calorie deficit, which means you're going to be lacking energy. You're going to be a bit tired. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be hangry on occasions. You're going to go through your days with just under the energy line because you're constantly dieting, right? So it's hard. So that means you're not going to feel great. You know, you're going to feel like you're in a bit of a struggle every day because you're battling against you know, the evolutional science of losing weight. You know, your brain doesn't want to lose weight. You know, your brain wants you to go and hunt for food and make sure you're comfortable and satisfied. So when you're not satisfied because you're in a calorie deficit, because you're losing weight, and your body's turning to its fat reserves, thinking that you're in a bit of a food drought situation, you're going to be feeling a bit miserable from time to time. So to only focus on how you're feeling is stupid, because it's going to come to a point when you're going to have a really, really bad day. And of course, healthy eating and great nutrition is going to affect your mental well-being in a positive way, but maybe not initially. It will do eventually, you know, but sometimes the momentary emotions of hunger and tiredness and low energy are going to take over. They're going to take hold, and you're going to suddenly find yourself in a position where you're battling mentally, right? Now, if you're to be focusing on how you're feeling and you want to feel good, you're going to think, okay, the diet's not for me. I'm going to give up, and I'm going to go and eat and just forget about the diet. And then what's going to happen is you're going to come to the end of the week or the end of the month, and whenever you're going to weigh yourself and realise, oh, I haven't lost any weight. And then instead of blaming the fact that you've actually just done it wrong, you're going to blame the scales. That's what people are doing nowadays. They're blaming the scales. The scales, poor old scales, what have they done wrong? They're only telling you a fact. Yeah, they're only telling you your body weight. Yeah, so if you're trying to lose weight, right, the scales will not lie. They can't lie. It's a bloody calculator, right? So if you want to lose weight, and you're not losing weight. Now, of course, your weight can fluctuate up and down as the week goes on, depending on food intake and water intake, and maybe periods for women who are suffering from periods, you know, at the end of the month, or during pregnancy. Of course, your weight can go up and down. But over the period of a month or two, you know, your weight will lose. If you're trying to lose weight and you're doing it correctly, the scales aren't going to lie. If you've lost weight, the scales are going to tell you you've lost weight. So for people that are saying don't look at the scales, it's utter rubbish. It's like saying don't look at a calculator to tell you 2 + 2 is 4. Like, the calculator does not lie, okay? Let's get this into our heads, because I'm hearing this all the time. It's frustrating because it's wrong. But to focus on how you're feeling is a good thing, right? But you have to acknowledge that you're going to be feeling crap sometimes. And you'd be a fool to not acknowledge that fact, because you're going to be dieting, and dieting's hard. Even if you're exercising's hard. Getting out in the gym after work when you're tired and you're hungry is hard. So you're going to be feeling pretty miserable at times, okay? So don't focus on how you're feeling, because if you're going to focus on how you're feeling, you should actually be focusing on, you should actually be wanting to feel bad. Because if you're feeling great all the time, you're doing something wrong, because you're not going to be losing the weight that you're going to need to be doing, right? And you'll probably find that, okay, yeah, I felt great this month. Oh, but I haven't lost any weight. Well, yeah, it's obvious, because you'll probably be maintaining your weight, which is great for your mental well-being, great. But if you want to lose weight, right, and you really want to strip the fat, That's going to come at some sort of sacrifice and some struggle. So you've just got to bear that in mind, okay? It's just a bit of my advice to say, yes, okay, concentrate on how you're feeling overall and possibly at the end of your weight loss, once you've lost 4 stone in weight, and then you can start eating healthy. And you're going to feel great because you've just lost 4 stone. Your self-esteem is going to be massive. Your self-belief is going to be massive. You're going to be buzzing because you've just stripped 4 stone. You're going to be looking and feeling great at the end of the process, right? And then you can maintain your weight and then you can eat great nutrition and feel great. But initially through the process of weight loss, just understand it's going to be difficult. Don't focus on how you feel. Look at the scales. And if the scales aren't budging over a period of 2 weeks, you've got to look at what you're doing because you're doing something wrong, okay? You've got to acknowledge that you can't blame the scales, you've got to blame yourself. You're not eating the things that you should be eating. Your calorie deficit is not enough, or you've just got to adjust things. Maybe implement some more exercise or some longer exercise, your duration of your workouts, or reduce your food intake and start correcting the problem, and then the scales will start seeing your correction and telling you the truth. You've lost weight this week, congratulations.